Hello everyone, as some of you might already know, my name is Phil, I'm with Pragmatic Trading. Today is the 30th of October 2023 and it's almost the end of the month. This month has proven itself to be yet another Pumptober, right? Yeah, we have pumped during this month and that's really nice. So if you're ready, let's jump into the first weekly analysis for this week. So we all know what happened last week. We have broken this resistance here, right? We had a very strong weekly candle, a very strong weekly close, and we are currently retesting the lows from 24th of January 2022, right? It's been a long time since we haven't seen 32, 35, 36 and 37k Bitcoin. So it's really nice to be here with you today. I don't want to lose my time, I don't want to lose your time, so let's get straight to the point. We all know what happened last week, but let's talk about what can happen this week and what do I expect from this week. So as traders, as investors, we all have different and yet so similar outlooks on the market. I'm gonna show you what I see, I'm gonna show you what do I expect, etc. So before I start talking about what might happen inside of this week, right, what might happen in the next 7 days, I would like to jump back to one of my posts from last night. So I'll read it. Still valid, but now we have this. Remember who called it first? Of course, as I always say in my videos, it can be both validated or invalidated. Whatever happens, it will be telling. 4-hour bearish divergence wasn't strong enough to get us to 31-32k area. This might be. So what do we see here? We'll see it on the charts too. We see the regular bearish divergence, which hasn't been formed yet, okay? It can still be invalidated, we can still move higher, but for now there's a nice possibility it forms in this area and we enter a retrace. Now, this is very important. What did I say? Okay, don't forget that when these babies form, these divergences form, they like to wick up or down before being fully formed or validated, so if that's the case. So don't jump to any conclusions, wait for confirmations, be a good trader, not the one who rushes in. So, of course, if this gets fully invalidated, we can easily move towards 35, 37, even 38, 39k zone, but if this plays out, we can easily move back towards 31 or 32k, the zone that I've been mentioning many times in the past. So let's jump back to the charts. This is the weekly chart. Of course, I don't have much in my charts. Why? Because, well, simplicity always wins, right? Yes, sometimes when things are too simple, you have to make them complicated, and when things are too complicated, you need to make them simple. So I have the infamous anchored volume profile. Let's jump back to the daily chart and let's see where we are, right? So at the moment when I posted my tweet last night, we were here at the top of this week, somewhere around the area. And I have said, yes, the bearish divergence is there, but this baby likes to wick higher, to chase down the shorts, and then to form itself and to play out, to roll over and go back to the bottom of this range, or very possibly to the 31, 32k area. Now, what's very interesting about this range? Well, we've been in this range ever since we pumped to 36.7k on Bybit, right? That's for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So we've been in this range for 7 weeks. 7 days, I'm sorry. This range has been very nice for scalpers, right? You could short every deviation above the value area low, you could long every deviation below the value area low, sorry, this was the value area high, etc. So when you trade, it is important to adapt to the current market, okay? If you see that we had a markup like this one, yeah, we had a markup move, then an asset will probably range before continuing or retracing back to the previous resistance levels, which could become support levels. So always adapt and overcome. Okay, adapt to the market, trade what you see, trade what you can. Do not trade what you would like to see. Okay, so what is interesting about this range? Well, last night when the daily divergence has been formed, we had a retrace during the Asian session, right? We went back straight to the point of control. Okay, Bitcoin found some support, and now once again we are trying to break above the value area high. Now, of course, this is not the only tool that I'm using. Okay, I have many other things. Let's go back to the daily chart. Okay, and let's take a look at the macro ascending pitchfork. Okay, I'll turn this anchored volume profile for now. Now, what is interesting about this pitchfork or any other pitchfork? When we take a look on the weekly chart, we see that we have reached the top of the pitchfork. Okay, the top of the pitchfork. It was a great place to short. Did you take the short or not? It doesn't matter. Market will always move up and down, and you will have many opportunities and chances to both short and long. But when we switch back to the daily chart, we see that this week didn't reach the top of the pitchfork. This is very interesting. Why is that? Well, we can see that Bitcoin, this asset, is currently struggling to close the daily candle above the golden pocket and this fib zone above. Okay, why is that important? Well, if we find support on the golden pocket, we can easily revisit this wick, maybe deviate above and then have a deeper retrace, or even continue higher, but I wouldn't jump to any conclusions. For now, I work with what I have, what I see, and I see that Bitcoin is struggling to close the daily candle above the golden pocket. Why is this important? Well, if we look back, we see that this median line was the breakdown point, and then it was some kind of resistance along with these two blue lines, which are also fib levels, of course. So if we are going to retrace, most likely we will confirm one of these levels as support, right? So it depends when we get there, but those areas are anywhere from 31k, 31.9, 32k, and 32.67 and 8. So those are the zones that are worth watching, and those are the zones where I expect some kind of a bounce. Okay? What the zone will be, no one knows, but it doesn't matter as long as you do your technical analysis. What else did we have? Well, we had the local macro ascending pitchfork, right? You see it here. And top of that pitchfork was the most important area. We had the local descending pitchfork, right? And what is interesting about it? I know this looks messy, but if you focus on this one, we see that this area, top of the pitchfork, could be a great place for a bounce. Why? Well, it was a breakout point, then it can be confirmed as support and we can move higher. If we create a lower high and keep going down, I would be looking at this pitchfork here. It's very interesting. It gives us lower targets, but the median line of the macro pitchfork is almost at the same place where the top of that pitchfork is. It's a little bit lower, around 31k area. So all in all, you don't want to lose your time. I want to be very concise and very precise. So once again, on the daily chart, we do see a formation of the higher high in the price action. We already have it here, but okay, I do expect this daily to close a bit higher, and we see the lower high in the RSI. That is a regular bearish divergence on the daily chart. Daily chart is very powerful. I am not saying it will change the whole uptrend. Of course it won't. I mean, probably it won't, but it can show you a possibility of a retrace. So if we form and confirm the daily bearish divergence, I will look for shorts. I already have shorts from these highs here. They're mostly closed, but some of them are partially open. If I get another rise back up, I will open another short position in the area. So what do I see? Well, to be honest, no one knows what's gonna happen. But I do expect, and I will be brave here, I will call for a retrace from this area. When I say from this area, yes, we can wick higher and then get acceptance back into the range only to break it and continue down. So my first scenario that I see is the validation of this bearish divergence on the daily chart and a retrace towards the 32, 31 or 30k level. So that's what I see currently. Retrace, then we will get a bounce. What kind of a bounce? Will we create a lower high or a higher high? Well, no one knows, and you should not care unless you are planning on investing hard from those levels. That's what I see currently. So besides that, I've shown you why do I see us going back there. Well, we are overextended. I can already read the sentiment on Twitter and other channels and websites. People are calling for higher targets. Yes, we can get those higher targets, but remember, an asset never goes straight up or straight down unless it's a mark up or a mark down phase. So my first scenario is to see this daily bearish divergence, regular one, being formed like this and then continuing down as a retrace. My second scenario is something that I don't like, in a way that I think it won't happen so easily, right? My second scenario says, anchored volume profile, let's go back to the 4-hour chart. It says we stay in this range, okay? We stay in this range for a while during this week, then we reclaim value area high as support and keep going up to retest the top of this week or even continue higher. But as I said, I already see the formation of this range, I already see some weakness, and I think this could be a distribution. If this is a distribution, then we might expect another high here, okay, and then retrace back into the range and below. So guys, this will be my shortest analysis ever, okay? I have repeated what I said in my last video, but now the things have changed a little bit, so my bias remains the same. As long as this daily bearish divergence is possible, we will go back down to 32, 31k, where you can long again, you can look for shorts in this area if you aren't already in a short, etc. So that is what I see, okay? That is what I see and that is what I expect. Of course, there's another scenario where we keep going up, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm happy to be wrong because I am prepared for both scenarios, and I truly, the most truliest, do not care. So that's it. I hope you had a beautiful weekend. I hope you are crushing this market, and I hope you find some value in my videos. If you do, please consider liking this video, sharing it with someone you know, and someone who might find some value in it. And of course, follow me on Twitter for quick updates, because when I don't make videos, I post my updates on my Twitter. That's it, guys. I wish you a beautiful week, I wish you a successful week, and I wish you to mitigate your risk and to learn something new, because every rise in price, every drop, every stop loss, every take profit is a new lesson for you. Okay? Stay well, be well. Pragmatic Trading loves you and wishes you all the best. Bye bye. See you next time.